Let me get to a call or two, guys, before I get to the rest of your super chats. Appreciate those, guys. Rick in Hampton, Virginia is on the line. Rick in Hampton, you called early
My
enough. I
brother
wanted to make
James.
sure I got to you.
Yes, sir, man. I just want to comment, man, on these black like Fani Willis, um, the mayor from New Orleans. Those two are from the L.A. area. It look like these women are coming from the West Coast and coming east to destroy these cities.
Whoa, is that true?
I don't know, but I know
Fani Willis, born Inglewood, California. Inglewood, always up to no good. Terrible. And who else? Who else did you say?
And New Orleans, I forget her name. She's from the L.A. area.
Stay close to your phone. New Orleans.
Okay. The New Orleans mayor. She's from
LaToya
LA.
Cantrell, born in Los Angeles. Terrible.
Yeah.
So we're shipping our trash around the country to live.
Yeah.
I thought you ladies sang to live and die in L.A. It's the place to be. You got to be there to know it. But I guess
man,
not.
I hate to say this, man. You always hear blacks saying, whites make up only maybe 10 to 15, 20% of the world's population. All the places whites are at are economically strong. You can go get educated, make all the money you can make. But when you go to these, as the Democrats call, people of color, the only strong industry they have is tourism.
Yeah. Interesting.
You know what I mean? Tourism. And I'm like, and then you hear a lot of blacks saying, I'm going back to Africa. I say, yeah, you can go back to Africa, but leave the money you made in the United States here and donate it to your family or charity and go there and make up their economy.
Yeah.
And see how tough you are then.
Right.
But
These
they always
people.
say, they always go there talking about already taking their money made in America, of course, and then go to Africa. They don't go in and talk about, I'm going to live on their economy.
That's a funny laugh, man. Yeah. It's Kevin Howe says that whites are more like 9% of the world population, but that might be a white supremacist talking point, which I would have to disavow, Kevin Howe. But you're right. These people don't appreciate civilization. They're too busy into culture. I once heard a contrast between culture and civilization. The more civilized you are, the less into culture you are. Interesting, huh? Interesting. It's good to have, I guess, a little bit of balance. I mean, culture. By culture, I don't mean true religion, because culture just means like your religion and stuff like that.
Right.
But by culture, I mean this odd behaviors and odd styles and odd music and being all overly into music and stuff like that. I think that I think if the whole people are like that, if they don't have a balanced life where they're also working, self-disciplined, and able to follow the rules, law and order, then they're not civilized. They're culture. Hake does his anti-culture part by not reading books. What's that?
Our culture is terrible, man. I mean, it seems like if it from white liberals, black politicians, black organizations like NAACP, Urban League, all that mess, urban radio, I believe they focus on the black community to keep where they can control them and use them for destruction.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. If a black person don't go out and critical think on their own and research their own news, they can't help but to believe what they hear because it's constantly around them. The media, social media, constantly helping blacks to be victims, and then they believe the media,
Yeah, and their own parents are like that sometimes.
Absolutely. That's where it starts at. It starts from the parents. Then the parents teaches them and enforce the victimhood. Then it goes to the public school system. They pad on top of it. Then as it goes from them, it goes to black urban radio. They pad it on them. than
Oh,
the
yeah.
liberal colleges.
Yep.
And it's like if a black person don't go critical think on their own, man, that's why it's so hard to break them for, man, because it's constantly they have a chokehold on the black community before they can before they can rely on them, because they've been keeping Democrats in for years, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why you have understanding. You don't be impatient with these blacks, you know?
Well, you got to be patient with them, and a lot of them are angry, and you just got to try and get them to think, just think you can do anything you want to do. And then they try and send them all to college, and they won't take trades, build anything, because the public school system is trying to put them all in college.
Yeah, true. Yep. It's ridiculous, and so they think that education is the answer. And the educated ones are as bad or worse.
Crazy.
They may not commit as many crimes or have as many children out of wedlock because they're not having children in general. They are.
They get their eggs frozen.
Yeah, but they're still in that victimhood stuff, and they're still lame, and they're still hating whites, and they're still mamas.
And screaming. That's all they do.
They're just
they all in hollering and screaming, all in Congress.
Yeah.
It's
like I was telling you, like, you don't necessarily want to take a risk hiring somebody like Don Lemon. It's a risk, I was talking about, they say, oh, blacks get discriminated against in hiring. Well, look at how even Don Lemon is. He's turning around and trying to be vicious and backstabbing of Elon Musk just because his deal didn't go through.
Mm-hmm.
You should just be classy. But no, they think it's a good idea not to be classy. And a whole lot of people don't have that sense to be classy and gracious whether a deal works out or not. They want to get their attention. So evil.
Most people don't like to hire blacks, man, because they bring so much confusion.
Drama.
Yeah. Drama with a capital D.
Look at Don Lemon. Just drama that he's trying to bring in. Ridiculous.
Yeah. And people, all the reason a lot of times people hire blacks for is just to keep the EPA off of them. Well,
EEOC?
Equal opportunity off of them.
Equal opportunity, yeah. Right.
Yep. They hire a couple of them enough to keep equal opportunity because they just bring so much issues, man.
Yep.
I mean, a white person can legitimately tell a black person to go to work and he'll holler racism.
Yeah. It's true.
It's
they
sad,
do
man.
it to themselves. They're shooting themselves in the foot. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You ever heard of self-fulfilling prophecies?
Yes,
It's a worldly term, but I think that you're justified or condemned by your words.
Most, not all. I think most blacks are cursed. I really believe that.
And they're doing it to themselves. They're cursing themselves.
Cursing themselves, not managing their money well.
They're saying we're oppressed, and so they're oppressed because they said it.
And they can never tell you why they're oppressed. I always say, well, tell me why you're oppressed. You can go make all the money you can make. You can go anywhere you want. You can drive. You can go to the store. You have all kind of freedom. How are you oppressed?
Right.
Because somebody has to get a voter ID? That's not being oppressed. You should have an ID anyway.
I know. Yeah. That's so ridiculous that anybody fell for that.
Yeah.
I remember seeing my Mexican friend posted on Facebook years and years ago before I ever saw it in the news. And I was like, what?
Right.
How is that racist? But then you look into it, oh, per capita, blacks are less likely to have an ID. I'm like, what? Okay.
Because they can get everything else.
Right.
It's just not on top of their list.
Yeah.
I got 4 or 5 IDs.
Nice. And they're all real, not fake.
They're all real, all government IDs.
Yep. True. Well, great call, Rick. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, appreciate you, Jay. The Hake Report. La, la, la.
Nice.
Hey, when did some old brother William called in?
Oh, he just called in today, man. You missed it.
Dang.
He called in right before, toward the end of the first hour, 45 minutes in, about 45, 46 minutes in, he called.
Hey, man, if I be on the phone, man, and William was the next call, man, you cut me off and let Brother Will, the OG, talk, man. I love to hear
OG,
that brother
old
talk,
gentleman,
man.
not
Yeah,
original
the
gangster.
OG. Exactly.
Yeah.
A man with wisdom, not no street violence and gangsters like that.
Yep.
This guy always has some nuggets for you.
Yeah, true. Thank you, William. Rick and Hampton. Appreciate you, man.
Love you guys, man. Y'all keep up the good work. We got to spread the truth, man, because Donald Trump is going to get him a victory in Georgia. They're going to have to drop some charges, man.
We'll see what happens. I'm not too concerned about it. Trump knows how to take care of himself.
Man, I tell you, Trump team did a great job in exposing Fani Willis.
Yeah, nice. Right on, man.
Love
Take care.
Y'all, man. Y'all be blessed, man.
You too. Bye. Oh, he got me with the... After all that time, me saying bye 3 times, he still got me with the click. That just proves that Hake is not on Joe Rogan's level quite yet. Or JLP's level yet. Slick Rick, says Raymond Levin. That was a good call. Yeah, I like that. Too slow, Hake. Hake is slow sometimes.